Okay, thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Tell me, man, give me a recap here. What'd you find out about this guy?
Well, look, he is quite clearly an entertainer, okay? And he's pushing doom and gloom, and all the world's gonna end, and everyone, the vaccines, and then China's gonna kill everybody, million people are gonna die, and if Xi Jinping says it's okay, and it's like, you know what, dude? Oh, and by the way, we have all this food, that freeze-dried food, and you can go and get this charcoal-based toothpaste, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, look, dude, if you're really about truth, stop trying to sell bullshit. Now, I understand the idea that people need, food preserves. People need charcoal-based toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride in it. I get it. Mm-hmm. But when you're pushing fear, buy this, fear, buy the. Hey, I have this guest on here. Hey, you got some things to say? Yeah. Oh, hey, you got some more things to say? You know what I'm saying? That is indicative of controlled opposition. Yeah. That is indicative of him being a part of a much larger plan or plot to control the narrative regarding the things that are in the conspiracy community. Yeah. My name is Jake Angeli. I've been practicing shamanism for over a decade. For those people that are interested in hearing more of what I have to say, just go to my Rumble account. They've already deleted my YouTube, my Facebook, and my Instagram because all the stuff on there is so patriotic and controversial. They're trying to spin this narrative that I'm BLM or Antifa. Go to YellowstonewolfAZ on Rumble. You can find all my videos there. It explains a lot of what is going on regarding things like quantum physics and how it relates to spirituality and God, and how God is real and reincarnation is physics. I got stuff on there about exposing the globalist plot for the takeover of the world through the use of things like psychotronic weaponry and sleeper cells and global terrorism, and how it all ties into infiltration instead of invasion. And I got stuff on there exposing the UN. I got stuff on there about aliens and the truth about aliens and where aliens come from, how they're actually interdimensional beings, just as much as they are like quote-unquote extraterrestrial beings. I've got a video on there called Just Take the Red Pill that's 5.5 hours, that if you really want to know everything that there really is to know to get caught up to speed here and now, all you have to do is just watch that one video, and it'll explain a whole lot of things that most people just don't understand, whether it be things about quantum physics. Oh my gosh. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you tell Alex Jones that up until today I was a fan of his, and up until the way he treated me on his show, I was a fan of his. All right, and that hold on, I'm not done. Please tell him that I listened to him on Joe Rogan, and that I understand that a lot of the things that Alex Jones says are true, but the way that he treated me today was about one of the most rude ways I've ever been treated on air in my life. He put words in my mouth that I never said. He gave me labels that I never asked for, and he literally just put me down in front of all of his viewers, and he propped himself up in the process. That's black magic bullshit. And I love Alex Jones, but you can tell him straight from the mouth of Yellowstone Wolf, Jake the Barbarian, that I'm beginning to think that motherfucker is controlled opposition. And if he has any interest whatsoever in regaining my respect, if he has any interest whatsoever in ever having me on his show ever again, then he better apologize to me personally. Otherwise, I'm going to do my own video about Alex Jones and the way that he treated me on his show, even though I treated him with nothing but respect and understanding. I love that man, but what he did today is unforgivable, unless he apologizes personally for the way that he treated me.
And well spoken, man.
And hey, just telling you, because I know you're a producer and you got a chance to talk to him about this. I've seen him do this to other people, and it leads me to believe more and more that he is in fact controlled opposition, that he's trying to control the opposition to the globalists. And no, it's all doom and gloom with this guy. Okay, and he's selling a bunch of based off of this doom and gloom bullshit. He's putting fear in people's hearts. He's not giving them hope. He's putting fear in people's hearts. He's sowing disharmony. And I'm going to tell you this right now. It says in the Bible to be very, very careful of false prophets and people that lead people astray. And the people that lead people astray, there is a very special type of consequence for when you lead people astray. And I love Alex, and I know that he speaks a lot of truth. But what he did today is indicative.
I heard too.
Well, yes and no. I mean, if you look at the Q drops, you look at the gap code, you look at the way that future proofs passed and the way that certain tweets were put out, and then a year later they ended up coming into fruition, or 3 years later they ended up coming into fruition. Looking glass technology. But I didn't even get a chance to get into all that because he kept fucking interrupting me. No, I understand, but he could at least give me time in between the breaks as opposed to interrupting me, talking over me, and then discrediting what it is that I'm saying, calling me a Q wizard, talking about throwing chicken bones on the ground and stuff. Well, if that's the case, then I'm more than happy to talk to Owen. If you guys really want me on the show, if you really want me to talk about this stuff, you really want my opinion, you know how to get a hold of me, okay? Yeah, I know, and it's indicative of controlled opposition. So, I'm just saying, look, I know intelligence, baby. I know intelligence gathering. I know the intelligence community. I know the military-industrial complex just as well as Alex. Trust me on that, all right? I've been dealing with the fighting globalists. I've had psychotronic weaponry used on me. They've fucked with my dreams. They've made it feel like teeth are being pulled out of my freaking head. They've made it feel like my eyes are bugging out or like a soldering iron is being stuck in the side of my temple for days, okay? So you got no idea what it is that I've been through, and obviously neither does he, but he didn't even give me a chance to talk about that stuff. He just had his agenda before I ever even got on the freaking camera. I mean, before I ever even got on the microphone. Okay, and I personally, in all honesty, I don't even care about being back on the show. I want to talk to Alex personally, like voice to voice. Have him call me, okay? Because I want to talk to him personally, off the air, just me and him, man to man. Thank you. Okay, thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Tell me, man, give me a recap here. What'd you find out about this guy?
Well, look, he is quite clearly an entertainer, okay? And he's pushing fucking doom and gloom. And, oh, the world's going to end, and everyone, the vaccines, and China's going to kill everybody. Million people are going to die, and if Xi Jinping says it's okay. And it's like, you know what, dude? Oh, and by the way, we have all this food, that freeze-dried food, and you can go and get this charcoal-based toothpaste, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, look, dude, if you're really about truth, stop trying to sell bullshit. Now, I understand the idea that people need, food preserves. People need charcoal-based toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride in it. I get it. Mm-hmm. But when you're pushing fear, buy this fear, buy this. Hey, I have this guest on here. Hey, you got some things to say? Yeah. Oh, hey, you got some more things to say? You know what I'm saying? That is indicative of controlled opposition. Yeah. That is indicative of him being a part of a much larger plan or plot to control the narrative regarding the things that are in the conspiracy community. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I love Alex Jones. Many of the things I've heard him say on Joe Rogan are true. Yeah. Many things I've heard him say on his show are true. But you know what? he says that there's all these predictions that Q made that haven't come true. There are so many fucking predictions that Alex Jones has made. Oh, on this date, blah, blah, blah is going to happen. And everything's going to go, blah, 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 and you better buy this stuff before it happens. You know what I'm saying?
You're so right about that.
And so it's like, dude, you want to talk about fucking Q? How about Future Proof's past and the way that one of the first Q drops that Q did over 4 years ago, oh, no, I'm sorry, 3 years ago at this point, 3 years ago, over 3 years ago, came true during 2020. What happens when the executive branches of power do not enforce the law? Yeah. And we're talking about riots in the streets and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah.
What infiltration instead of invasion? All of these things. There's plenty of truth in the Q drops. It's military intelligence.
Absolutely.
And military intelligence isn't going to lie to people. It's going to give people a pattern that they can follow and help to bring people into this larger conceptual notion of reading in between the lines.
Exactly.
And seeing a much broader pattern, a much broader scope, a view of what's actually happening in the world.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, you know, God love Alex Jones, but that motherfucker owes me an apology.
I agree.
Okay?
Oh no, I hope it's saved. Why did it die on me?